Welcome back. It's hot outside, which means you could probably use a cold brew. But where to go? Well, there's a hot spot that you may not know about, but you should definitely learn. Here's Julian Siegel, the owner of Riverside Market, to tell you all about the craft beers he's got in store for you. All right, Julian, good to have you aboard. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Let's talk a little beer.
Sure.
All right. Tell me about your place, man, Riverside Market.
Riverside Market. We've been around for 4 years. Definitely the largest craft beer destination there is in the city. We're in a hidden residential neighborhood just west of downtown called Riverside Park. And 550 craft beers, 20 on draft, 20 ciders. It's fun. It's a good time.
That's a lot of craft beers.
It's a lot of craft beers.
Yeah. And can you personally vouch for each of them?
You know, beer's like an organism. It's always evolving. Our inventory is always changing. We probably rotate in and out 30 or 40 every week.
Okay.
So,
what was your inspiration behind craft beer? Have you always been an aficionado?
Not an aficionado, not a connoisseur. I've been an enthusiast, and I really thought that the city had nothing there. And if you go to a restaurant that has a menu that says craft beer and you see Yingling on it, you just have to wonder, you know.
Right, right.
So when you see a list of 6, 8, 10, 12 beers, for me it's just, I'd rather, water's perfect, thank you.
Right,
sure. Based on what's available. So when my wife and I, when we built the Riverside Market, we went ahead and just went crazy. We wanted to make an environment where you don't have to read a menu, because the menu would be as big as a Bible, number one. Number two, where it's self-service, you could just browse 10 cooler doors, open up every door and gaze and look at 10 across, 5 high times 10. I mean, to me, it's great. It's a great hands-on feel.
I've been there, and it has a very sort of like homey kind of vibe to it, you know, and I know, and that's what you're going for.
And completely. It's as authentic as you can get. We converted one of the earlier live-work markets. This building was built in the 40s, and there was a residence inside there. And it was definitely where you would get your groceries, where you would get your sandwich, where you would have a soda fountain for the pop. I mean, it was really the first mom and pop deal ever in that neighborhood, for sure. So I wanted to go forward with the roots of the business and elaborate it. So what we tried to do is try to make a small neighborhood niche market, which was easy because there was nothing in the neighborhood.
Right.
You know, I'm sure that Riverside Park is probably the only neighborhood in the city to not have any development.
Yeah, well, I've been there, you know, and it's you almost need like a neon sign and people holding up signs. How to find you guys?
We're definitely the least visible business in the city, and we enjoy that.
Yeah, but you know, listen, once you find it, it's definitely a fun spot. So you kind of cater to every kind of beer drinker that there is, right?
Every type of person there is as well.
Okay, yeah. So if people come in and maybe they're not necessarily, they don't know all that much about craft beer, all they got to do is ask you a question.
I got to tell you, besides me, my staff is as helpful as you can get. And you know, basically, when people have zero craft beer experience and they look at the aisles, they're lured by a label, a logo, a design, and of course, being self-service and on the honor system, they can touch, feel, hold, and there's a certain familiarity that you can.
Right.
You know, I have customers that have gone ahead and they make a game. It's like a craft beer roulette. And they'll take pieces of paper, and it's random. So they have to pick a number from 1 through 10, a number from 1 through 5, and a number from 1 through 10 for door, shelf, and beer location. I walked by a table and I saw the most bizarre collection of beers. I'm like, you don't strike me as Lithuanian. What drew you to that beer? And they explain the game and how they pick their beers.
Yeah. What's the longest you've ever seen someone sit there? Because you have so many choices, and now if you're playing games on top of it, I feel like people come in on a Friday, they leave Tuesday.
I mean, I hate to say it, there's a popular attorney in town.
Let's not say his name, or he might sue, right?
Well, we won't say his name, but I think he's the male part in Crush Law. Jason Crush, he's a star. We love Jason.
Okay.
And Jason will come in.
I guess we will say his name, okay.
Jason will come in randomly for lunch, meet a client or two, and stay through the evening, and it's fabulous.
Yeah, okay. I mean, there is no shortage of things to do, and you just mentioned the honor system, which I think is really cool. Tell us about that, why you came up with it, and how it works.
Well, I came up with it because I want to say it goes back to the Boy Scout thing. Cub Scout, I'm a den leader, my children are in Cub Scouts, and there's such a stretch, there's such an emphasis on honesty and honor. So I thought to myself, why not make an environment where people will be responsible to pay for their purchases? I mean, if you go to a bar or restaurant, you have to leave a credit card.
Right.
And then you have to trust the bartender that they're not going to jam you. And I have to tell you, there's plenty of restaurants on Las Olas Boulevard where I've gotten multiple charges from.
Good to know. Okay, never leaving my credit card
Right,
again.
you only live once, you know?
Right.
So it's just funny
Okay.
that sometimes people can run a credit card by accident multiple times. So we thought, we know the cost of a beer. Even though our craft beer probably costs 2 to 5 times more than your average domestic beer, our prices are probably 30% less than any other establishment that sells craft beer. And we figured the law of averages will pay out in the long run. And it's true, every once in a while we see bottles hidden, or we'll have customers report to us, oh my God, there's an empty beer bottle in the bathroom.
Right.
No, we don't want to reflect on our video
You should
cameras.
just do like DNA testing.
Right,
Fingerprints,
right.
the whole deal, yeah.
Well, put it this way, there's more honest people than dishonest people.
Right.
And the losses that we suffer, I don't think are as significant as the loyalty that we generate.
Yeah.
So
that is one thing I will tell you. Just to, when I knew this interview was happening, just asking around, people speak very highly of your place because of the community vibe and the feeling that it's like a family, if you will.
Sure.
So you should know that that's people are saying
we
that.
appreciate that. We also, as far as the neighborhood and the homeowners association, if they ever don't have access to the clubhouse for the city, they're welcome to have all their board meetings and all their neighborhood meetings in our place. And we've welcomed it to the Floridale Police Department's Crime Watch to give presentations. It's
Right.
fun. It's fun having a small local venue that is the authentic country store. That's the authentic country store that sells not bales of hay. We got great food
So you don't have
and
bales
craft
of hay.
beer. We
Okay,
don't have
just
bales
to
of hay.
confirm. Just a couple minutes left. Riverside Market Beer Academy.
Yes.
What's the deal?
It's amazing. We did a 6-week class. It's every Tuesday from 7 to 8 p.m. And our pupils, we can call them, or customers or beer drinkers, vary in every profession. You have no idea. It's from exotic car salespeople to lawyers to financial advisors to hipsters, if you're allowed to say that word nowadays.
Yeah.
It's everyone. It's a broad spectrum. And the instructors are owners of breweries. They're sommeliers. They are just home brewers. It's the essence of beer culture, and it's an informal scenario. So for 1 hour, you get to eat snacks, drink beer, and walk away learning more than you ever could imagine.
Okay, and do you have another one of those coming up?
We have one starting actually on the 13th of August. It's
Okay.
fun. It's a 6-week deal every Tuesday.
All right, so we're out of time. If people want to get information about that or just about the bar, the market, how do they do it?
Sure. TheRiversideMarket.com. We're definitely on Facebook, the Riverside Market, or just go south of the 11th Avenue Swing Bridge, make a right and a left.
Okay, well, it was so much fun to have you on. Thank you so much.
My
for
pleasure.
coming in.
Thanks for having
Good to see
me.
you, Julian. See you soon.
You got it.
All right. Thanks, Julian. When we come back, some expert advice on how to prepare your kids emotionally for the first day of school. That's coming up, so keep it here.